Welcome back to the video, guys. I'm here posted with my 350Z. It's a bit of a night. It's gonna be a night episode today. I'm gonna try to show you guys how to do the wire tuck on this, because we got wires going from right here down. We got all this coming down from right here, and I'm gonna show you how to get rid of hopefully all that tucked underneath the fenders. All this. Hopefully all of that is gonna get tucked underneath the fenders, and we're gonna not have it out of the way, and it's gonna look a lot better. So I know the truck's a little, the car right now is a little bit crooked, but I'll fix that tomorrow when we put the motor in. But today, or tonight I guess, I'm gonna hopefully show you guys how to do that. We're gonna hopefully run it against the chassis right here. It's just my hope. But right now what I'm gonna do is start taking off the wheels. So we're trying to take off the harness on this side, and there's a little bit of an issue. The harness kind of pinches right here, if you can see that, Evan. And then there's a little, it's 10mm back here. So we're gonna have to take off the actual headlight bracket to do that. And it's pretty much off already. All these front bolts are off. I just need to unscrew them by hand, and just these top two right here. And then we should be cool, you know. Oh, there's another nut right here. It's I believe a 12mm nut down here. It goes in there like that. Oh, there's another bolt right behind that nut. And then hopefully this should just go down like that. And this is the 10mm I was talking about. So we're just gonna take that out, relocate it. Might as well, you know, so we don't have that problem in the future.
What are you trying to take off there, Tony?
The cover, the little black cover.
Is there a reason why?
Don't need it anymore.
Damn.
This clip does what I'm tripping on, bro. Now we need the ears. What I'm tripping on.
This one?
This one right here.
Oh.
Let me just take the whole thing, you know? There we go, see? Now we got the whole harness out on both sides. I'm gonna start taking off like the undershroud, or like this thing, the shield, this thing, to get access to the bolts, to get access to a hole in the back, so that I can route it. But you gotta take off all these. You guys would have, I have this singular clutch lines, otherwise you guys would have a whole lot more stuff back here. And it looks like there's some ants taking a space in my fenders, you know, wreaking havoc in there. Looking good though. So I'm gonna try to run it through here. There's a fat hole. I'm gonna try to run all the harness through there. Hopefully it fits. We're gonna run the whole thing underneath the ABS wiring. Everything underneath there. And it's all the way underneath your master cylinder. So you just gotta stick it into there. Bring it up right there. And just start feeding here, you know? Alright, now from here we can start wiring it through. We start wiring it through where it needs to go from here. I'm gonna wrap it around the back of the coil, so right here. You know what? I'm actually gonna run I'm gonna run this one right here to the front, and then there's the actual wiring one. I'm gonna run it to potentially the back of this ABS line, yeah, potentially. So I can fit it through there. Just you know, just so we can carry it through there. Like that, you know. And then this just goes to the headlight. And that's it. We tuck this side. Look how hot, look, there's no wiring going through right here right now anymore. And I think there's another wiring harness right there. There's this one for ground that's also right here that typically goes off this top one right there. I kind of want to keep running it through there, but I can also put it right there if I wanted to. There's two holes right there, and I could potentially put it right there, you know, or right here. You know, there's a couple options for me to put it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna put it right there, most likely right there, you know. Just have it right there. Some light. And then this just goes connected to the actual motor. It's a ground for the motor. On that side, there's a connector that goes from the alternator, or from the starter. It goes like that, wraps around the front of the motor. Like, see, over here, look over here, over here, over here, over here. Like, zoom out, like, look at the whole thing. It goes around the motor like that into the battery, right? So what I'm gonna do, so that this is not in the way and you don't have to see, I'm gonna flip it like that, so that it can still line up with the battery. And right here it's still gonna line up with the starter, but this is probably gonna get tucked through one of these holes so that you can't see any of this, you know, so it's out of sight, out of mind, you know. And this will be all the wiring done on this side, but you won't see this, you know, so it'll just be like this with no wiring. Okay. Alright, so this one does have the same thing on the other side. I had to take off the fender liner to find it, like the other one. And who would have thought Ivan was right that it is clogged. That's why a bunch of gunk was building up on top. I think a clip got stuck in there or something. Don't need that no more, it's garbage now, but this thing got stuck. Alright, start routing this one like this. This one has a lot more connectors and plugs. But we're gonna make it work, you know? Right off the bat, I'm probably gonna ground this one right here with this other bolts right here. I'm gonna ground that one right there, right off the bat, and then just run the rest of this just like the other one. Make it right here, you know. This one. I'm gonna run this through right here. Alright, so we're pretty much done. Not sure if this is gonna have a clearance issue right there because it's kind of straight. It might have a clearance issue when I try, but it might not. This is for the headlight, so it should be right there. This one still has some play, so it's not tight. But I'm gonna put the tires on, and then we'll put it on the ground and see if we have any rubbing issues with like this lines back here. So if not, we could just hard mount them to the actual chassis. But it should be good for that. Those are for the fans. This one's for the headlights. We're just gonna leave those hanging right there. They're not gonna hit anyone in the suspension, so it's cool. Looks clean. And then right now we're just gonna do the power steering one. Put it through one of these holes. I put it through that hole, and I pretty much made it go loop around like that inside the hole, and then I made it come out through right here, and basically the line stops right about here. And then I'm just gonna put it back on the actual, like that. It's gonna go back on like that, and then it'll be ready to go back on the car. Other than that, usually what goes right there is your coolant hoses to your actual heater core, but I don't have it, I deleted it. What you could do is just route this, because it goes right there, typically on the back right there. That little groove right, that little cup shape is usually where it sits. So it'll be right next to the steering rack. So you guys could probably tuck it in to right here, so one of these holes, and then just wrap it around like I did again, you know? Something super simple, nothing crazy. We did not stretch out any cables, and we're gonna do a complete wire tuck on the motor. That's crazy. Looks good though, right? Drop a thumbs up if it looks good with no cables out here, with no wiring harness exposed. Alright, so I made the executive decision because I still have this harness to put back, which is the one that goes to the alternator, I believe. So let me see if I can explain this well. So in here, there's like, it goes up in here, there's like, I don't know what this hole is for, but it's for something. My finger goes up a long way, and it goes up to right here. So my idea is to make a hole right there with this tree, with the Christmas tree bit, and then run the actual thing in there like so. Run it through in there so that it could just come out and connect to the thing right there, because it's a little bit past in front of the motor mount, so like right there. I think it'll work and work flawlessly, but I just need to make a hole big enough right about here, real fast, just right in there, right in the middle. Make it, and then make it a little bigger. So not too much cutting, very minimal cutting. So I use these little tap things. It's like to make an indicator where you want to make your hole, because so the drill bit, when you actually put it, it doesn't dance around as much. So this, you kind of just hit it with the hammer. So I'm gonna make a placement. I'm gonna try to get it smack in the middle to make a bigger hole as I need to. So probably just do right there, you know. So a very long story short, we disconnected everything, ran everything back. Only hole we had to drill was on the passenger side, right there. A little bit. I put some paint in there, so that I'm gonna let it dry and then run the wire through there. And that's basically gonna be for the actual alternator. This one right here is gonna run through the bottom. It's gonna come out through. It's gonna come out through right here, and then come out right here to connect. This side was a lot more simpler, just running through the actual hole from the bottom. Now the wiring harness can come through the bottom, and now you see we have both of these all cleaned up. Nothing to it, my boys. Shout out to my boy Ivan for the hand, you know. It's 11:11 right now. Just check the time, post it on the snap. The other camera just died, so I'm gonna hop back on this one. Basically, I was just saying that that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. It's super dark out. I don't know how much you guys are gonna get near the clip, but I say shout out to my boy Ivan for helping out. Came in clutch, me echó la mano. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to bust down, put the engine in. I really hope this video was helpful to some of you guys that want to do this wire tuck. I know a lot of people like to stretch lines, or cut and stretch out the harnesses to make it fit better, but I have nothing but good luck having it fit properly, you know. No issues with that, so I'm happy with it. I'm gonna leave it just like that. I just like having my engine be nice and clean, you know, even though it's not like a show car, it's just a race car, but I like my race car to look clean, you know. Wouldn't you agree, Ivan?
Yeah, man.
This guy. Alright, it's been a few days. Standing in front of me is a car that is fully assembled and fully running, but you guys can't see that yet because that video is going to come out after this one. But I did have some issues with the wiring, the routing of the wiring I did, so I'm going to help clean that up, explain kind of how I did it, how to fix it, and kind of show you all what it looks like overall with the wire tuck in place. But I'm going to try to not show you guys what the car looks assembled, right? So sorry, you guys are gonna have to wait for that video. So on the passenger side, I have the wheel at full lock, and it was rubbing before right there, but it isn't no more. If you guys can see that, there's clearance. It's not rubbing no more. All I did was tuck my horns behind this actual thing right here. One horse sitting literally right behind it, and the other one's right here, and the wirings ran closer so that I could zip tie it to the actual power steering pump. But keep in mind, if you guys are stock You guys are gonna have your horns, I believe, somewhere in the vicinity of right here, and the power steering is gonna be right there. So I did a lot of relocating and a lot of deleting, so it was a lot easier for me to work on. On this side, unfortunately, it is still hitting. There's nothing for me to zip tie it to, but if it was just like that, I wouldn't hit it at full lock, you know. But there's not a lot of wiggle room for this one, so I don't really know what to do with this one, to be honest. Besides run 2 zip ties, trying to pull this one at least to here, which is what I think I'm gonna do, because I don't really know what else to do at this point. This is full lock, you know, so if I don't go full lock, it won't rub, right? We'll see what I do, but I could just space that out. This one was kind of the hardest to work with back here because it's so connected to a lot of other wires, so to make it work was a little bit rough, but I did the best I could right here. That's gonna have to do it, you know. So on the battery side of things, I did relocate. There's a ground that usually goes right here. I did relocate it to down there, if you guys can see that. Down there, let me see if I can zoom in for you guys, right there. I did relocate it, and then I just fed the wire to a hole underneath this, and then I just ran it all the way underneath against the firewall, or against the actual chassis, and it came all the way up front. Zero issues rubbing. Up front, I didn't do anything special. I just tried to tuck all this wiring at least above under this, so you guys can't see it, because it was hanging down below and I really didn't like it. So yeah, just a bunch of zip ties in a bunch of places, you know. Pretty much just whatever makes it work. This is the wiring for my demonized and the hood latch, so I just try to clean it up. I want to make it look as clean as possible. I honestly didn't think I was gonna do this wire tuck ever. I did the other like smaller wire tuck just kind of on the motor. That one looks great, but this, cherry on top. The motor just looks like it was placed, dropped in there, done, running. So start just like that. I'm really excited for you guys to see the next video, and I can't wait to upload it and show you guys, but this one's gonna go up first. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to help you out. I hope you guys can make your cars look even cleaner now. Depending on the chassis, you might need to extend some of the wiring. I didn't, maybe because most of my stuff is relocated, but like I said, this is just what works for me. I'm letting you guys know the tips that I used to make this work. That's gonna be where I wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was a good one. I hope you guys like it. We got a ton of stuff coming out. I don't want to drop anything too important because this is not the video of the car starting. This is just a wire tuck video, so I'm not going to say too much. But if you guys did stay to the end of the video, I am going to give you guys a sneak peek of the motor. You guys are ready for it? I don't know if you guys are ready for this though. That's enough of that, guys. I'm gonna end the video here, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a fat thumbs up. If you guys have any suggestions, any comments, make sure to drop them down below. Make sure to subscribe so you guys never miss out when I turn this beast on and we finally start doing some crazy videos. And I hope you guys stay tuned. I hope you guys have an amazing, blessed day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.